morning, welcome back to the channel again. So it's a kind of a nice cool morning this morning, and today we're gonna work on a new project. So just kind of outside here, nice cool morning. I got the shop kind of all opened up, got the doors opened up on it. So we're gonna cool it down a little bit, kind of get the heat out of here. So this episode here, we're gonna take this here red oak and see if we can't make a gun rack out of it, a wall gun rack, kind of the old school type. Gonna be hanging it'd be for 4 guns, with a little shelf at the bottom. So said we're gonna get this here going, so stay tuned and hope you watch the end. We appreciate you watching again. Thank you. All right guys, so first step we want to do in trying to build this gun rack is we want to build us a pattern for our layout for our hooks for our gun. I built this one here. I think we're gonna try something a little bit different. I'm doing this one here a little bit different, a little shorter. This one here had 8 inches from here to here, which I think it might be a little much. I did a little review online. Looked like 7 inches might be a better number, so I'm gonna go 7 from the bottom of this hook here to the bottom of this one here for a distance apart. I'm going to try 2 different widths. I'm going to cut a 2-inch hole here, and then here I'll do an inch and a half, which might be a little small. All right, so we got the pattern cut out here. So what I ended up going with is I ended up drilling a 1 3/4 inch using a Forster bit here, and then went from the bottom of this here hook to this hook is 7 inches apart separation. Then it's an 1.5 inches from the bottom to this top here, 1.5 inches up, and then instead of coming straight up, I just kind of rounded it off and I just freehanded this curve here to get that back, okay? So from there, what we're gonna do is start laying this out on our board. And what I started with is that here on the end, I don't know if you can see it or not, but had a little crack here, so I just went ahead and marked up 1.5 inches or whatever. And then I'm gonna have a shelf at the bottom of this, so I'm gonna have my bottom shelf, so there's a 3/4 spot for that, 6 inches up, and then my next shelf, which is another 3/4 board. And then we start laying out our pattern, okay? So from the pattern, from the bottom of this bottom shelf here, or the shelf above the first hook there, I went up 2.5 inches, and that should give enough for the gun. And so then what I did from there is just put the bottom of this first hook there at the bottom of that 2.5, and then take and mark it out. Now I want to continue using this bottom pattern here, not use both of that. I have the exact same pattern. So I'll mark this out, and then I'm just going to mark the bottom of this next hook here, and then move my pattern up to the next one, okay? And then mark this out here again, and then keep moving up. And I've already marked this out. Let's go show you how I'm doing it. So mark this out again, my hook, move the pattern up, and mark the final one out, okay? So my total side boards here came out to 37 inches to the top. I left this a little long here because I'm gonna add another board in here, kind of a decorative piece on the back of the top. Then we start the second side, which would be the right-hand side, or the barrel sets in. I did the same thing, except for here, I went 4.5 inches from this bottom shelf here, instead of 2.5. And what that should do is get the barrel of the gun a little bit more level. It kind of depends on the gun you have. So seems like 2 inches is about right. I don't know, you can have to play with it and see what's for your gun. So that's 4.5. And then from there again, I just did the same thing, mark it and move it up till I get to the end. All right, I got my two sides cut, length 37, width 5.5 inches. Next thing I want to do is find the center point for the 4 holes that we need to drill. All right, so for the top centerpiece that divides the two sides, this board will go this direction here. I just drew out a kind of a simple pattern here. So we'll cut this out and then sand it down. So we'll get cutting on that piece there and get it cut up. All right, so the next piece we're going to cut is a decorative trim at the top. So one will be a 3/4 by 3/4, and the top piece will probably be about 2.5 inch wide by the length of it. But on the little 3/4 piece, what I like to do is cut it out of run through the router table first and cut the trim first, and then cut it down to the size, because it's kind of hard cutting that little piece. So we'll cut both sides of this, and then we'll make our top piece. So we'll get started on that. All right, so we got the first piece of top trim cut, 45 to 2 ends. Then I cut the 2 side pieces here. So whenever you're cutting these little pieces like this, the best way to do it is cut the 45 first off a long piece, and then come back and cut the straight piece. Save your fingers and stuff. So we'll get this all glued up, and then we'll do the next final cap piece, and that'll be the top of it. All right, so the final piece we got for this here, I still got to put the bottom on, but the final for the top is this last piece here. We'll glue it up on there like so. All right, guys, we got this gun rack here all finished up. So for the finish here, I just left it natural. Just put a polyurethane on it. With most of your gun stocks being a dark wood, it kind of helps bring the gun out a little bit. Up here at the top, didn't show it, but I drilled a couple of holes for mounting it at 16 inch on center. And then I built these little plugs here. You can put just a normal plug in there, but I decided to go with a little diamond shape. And after you put your screw in, these will go up in here like so. So there it is, all finished. We did get the gun fairly level. Like I said, there's a 2 inch offset between each side. Depends on your gun, whether it's gonna get perfect level or not. But there you go, guys. We appreciate you watching again, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.